Two goofy blokes, one unique and stylish YouTube channel. These unsuspecting funny men are taking over the World Wide Web one strange idea at a time. Buckle up, ladies and gents. This episode of MattTheBat's Batshit Shit Show Simp Series Edition is all about
the Zac and Jay Show.
Oh my god, imagine in 10 years they like dig this up and cancel me for that terrible British accent or something. It's not even British, it's like methed out Australian pirate or something. It's just terrible. What's up, everybody? This is so cool. Thank you so much for coming. My name is MattTheBat, and this is MattTheBat's Batshit Shit Show. And today we're simping because, well, I'm a simp. Alright, so you see there are a million other YouTube channels that judge or critique other creators, and frankly, they've already nailed that style. So I figured, why not do a little series where I shine a purely positive light and profile some of my favorite YouTubers, musicians, artists, or anyone I think is just generally killing it at what they do. This new show format that I'm developing will be a mix of a lot of things, but today we're simping. Because let's face it, 2020 really sucked and 2021 is not much better. And I think, like myself, a lot of creators are feeling pretty down on themselves for maybe not being as productive or creatively inspired during the pandemic. I mean, I'm fucking depressed. And not to mention, a lot of times I feel like you hear a lot of buzz about these people, and maybe you're wondering why. So this could even be a guide or a spark note to finding new creators and perhaps understanding why they're so loved on the internet. But before we continue, I need one small favor. I need everybody watching this to go like, subscribe, and comment because I want to keep making these. I currently have a whopping 138 subscribers. I know, it's pretty pathetic. So go subscribe, comment, like, all that stuff. Amazing. And now that you're subbed, let's get into it. Let's talk about Zac and Jay. They're the British boys who have captured my heart, is how I would describe them. Currently their channel boasts 800,000 subscribers and has over 63 million views. It consists of two fellow pasty white lads named, well, Zac and Jay, and yes, they look exactly like they sound.
My god, we are just getting started!
The two met at university in Bristol where they started hanging out and collaborating on business and video ideas. So Zac, who had his own successful YouTube channel prior to this, is the editor and brains behind a lot of the creative motions of this operation, while Jamie wonderfully co-hosts and geniusly runs the business side of things. So after going viral a few years back for posing as Olympic athletes and making their way into the big Manchester celebratory parade, they gained a ton of media coverage and popularity online and even on TV.
It woke up and every paper had got hold of it.
And there was a nationwide manhunt trying to figure out who me and Jamie was.
This viral rise of stardom led them to team up on their own channel, The Zac and Jay Show, in late 2018. And you may be thinking, oh, MattTheBat, sneaking in videos are all over YouTube. Well, maybe that's true, but here's the thing. These boys are like ridiculously good at it. From sneaking into a McGregor fight to red carpet premieres to world sporting events, it seems like the duo is pretty unstoppable. But honestly, they've done quite a bit more for me as a consumer or a fan than just entertaining me with elaborate stunts. There's a lot more to these guys, from their branding to some very candid talks about mental health and being a creator in 2021. So I think that these two are certainly worth simping over. Let's dive in. Currently, their most viewed video is called We Faked a Model to the Top of Fashion Week, where they, well, faked the model to the top of Fashion Week. It shows their entire journey and process from getting their average friend Max to the top of Fashion Week, pretty much making him as absurdly unique looking as possible, and random combinations of blankets, tape, and other accessories. You have to watch because it's really fascinating, especially like for myself who has no clue how fashion trends work. It was like kind of funny to watch and see how these guys were able to just come up from these weird outfits and become the top of the but you get it, okay? Another one of their big hits is called We Posted 100 Letters to the Mansions of London asking to see inside. With this video and many others, it's pretty clear to see that the duo was inspired by their friends from across the pond, Yes Theory, who sort of, in my eyes, coined this whole world of social experimenting and connecting with strangers. But what's really cool about this is Zac and Jay sort of took these concepts and made them almost UK specific, and they just crush it every time. In this particular video, they post letters to some of the most expensive houses in London, asking if they can go in and see their home. Their charm and ballsiness works, and they actually get into the mansion and they make friends with this eccentric old woman, and it's just very lovely. A video that gives me a similar vibe is spending an entire day with a stranger, where the two dial a random number in, I think, Washington State, and end up meeting this incredible dude named Mike who takes them on a series of redneck style backyard adventures. It's great. And they end up connecting with the guy, and he's actually got a really incredible and heart-wrenching story. It's these kind of heartwarming things that really make me gravitate towards channels like this, like Yes Theory and Eric Tabach's channel, because I'm constantly reminded of the basic humanity and warmth that exists in the world, and I think we tend to forget about that, especially in the one that we've been in for the past year, because it is very isolating and terrible, so we tend to forget about that, but these kind of remind me, and that's kind of why I found love in these videos over the past year, and just really connected with them. I mean, think about it. The concept of two random British guys being dropped in Washington State, meeting this other random dude from a totally different walk of life, and them spending a day together, just pure wholesome fun for the whole family. And speaking of them being British, their Britishness just really never gets old. I'm always laughing at them, with them, at them, I don't know, but it's great. I mean, this isn't news, but we Americans have such an unexplainable infatuation with this kind of like British cheeky sense of humor. And it's the same kind of thing that drives us to all the, the British shows like Skins or Sex Education, or, even our crushes like Maddie Healy or, Harry Styles. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. Like, the dude's fucking hot. I know. It's crazy. I mean, look at him. Wow. But really, these guys call Boris Johnson a wet wipe. How fucking funny of an insult is that? I've never even heard of that. That's purely British insulting at its finest, and I can't get enough of it. They say other things like bullocks and things are mental and mad. I mean, that is so charming to watch. And besides all the jokey and funny stuff, I feel like I'm low-key learning a lot about English culture while watching their videos, because their channel does do an incredible job of showcasing some of the strangest events and people the UK has to offer. Some of the videos include the World Gurning Championship, where people literally compete with making the worst faces and ugliest faces possible, a wife-carrying tradition, and even one where people train a lifetime to carry a flaming barrel across the town. And it's crazy. And it got me thinking, in a way, you can kind of compare this cultural expose, if you will, to something like All Gas, No Breaks, if you're an American. It's where Andrew Callahan documents the deepest corners and traditions of America that we don't necessarily talk about.
Oh, Flip-Flop the clown of a foot fetish.
And that's kind of what Zac and Jay are doing in England. It's really quite interesting.
And I'm joined with...
I don't know, because I'm not there to do nothing like that.
Fair enough, mate.
And overall, it's just really fascinating as someone who's really only learned about some, pretty negative British and American history, having grown up in New England. You learn a lot about the kind of terribleness of England, which I love England. I would love to move to London, so Zac and Jay, if you hear this, be my friend. And oh, if you thought their content wasn't interesting enough, their packaging and branding is very interesting. And maybe I'm a nerd, but I think that their general lookbook is just so beautiful. Beautiful. And I showed their intro earlier, but let's play that shit again because I love it.
The Zac and Jay Show.
Ah, it's so crisp and catchy. One more time.
The Zac and Jay Show.
All right, one more time.
The Zac and Jay Show.
One more time.
The Zac and Jay Show.
I love it too much, and maybe I'm just weird for noticing this, but they really work so hard on branding their channel, and I appreciate it so damn much. And I think a lot of people do too, but don't even notice it. I'm just like hyper aware of that kind of stuff, but I feel like that cohesiveness really comes together for viewers who don't even pay attention to that kind of stuff. It adds some legitimacy to it, and it's just awesome. They've got a really appealing and nice font, which they consistently use throughout their videos to caption and put in title cards. They have smooth graphic effects and really nice transitions. They use this seafoam kind of green and black and white color palette, and it really all comes together so harmoniously, making it feel super concise and complete. And to that point, the guys even have a newsletter called Good Shit Only that comes out on Tuesdays, which I personally love. I think it's not obnoxious, and it's just a good idea. It often features some updates on the channel, spotlighted creators, quotes, and more. Maybe someday you'll see me on the spotlighted creators. Wouldn't that be cool? And it's just one of the many little things these guys do to make me and others feel loved and involved in the process. It's very nice. The video is not over yet. I still have some stuff to cover, but I just want to say thank you so much to anyone who's made it this far. I love you for listening to me rant about things that I like. It's truly an honor to have you here, and I hope that this series can be kind of cool, lighthearted twist on all the other things that are going on in the world, all the other coverage, and I hope that we can continue this and just have a good time with it, and just hang out every once in a while and talk about cool stuff. It's like we're together, but we're not because we're in a pandemic. And finally, the last thing I'd like to simp about is Zac and Jay's dialogue they keep open about being YouTubers in this day and age. I feel like it's common for a lot of these YouTubers or celebrities to act so performative on social media and on YouTube, as if their lives are perfect and amazing all the time. Having worked with these people and for myself as a creator, I want to make it clear that it is not the case. I mean, making videos isn't all David Dobrik, laugh track, best friends, yippity doodah, bing bong, woohoo fun. It's really such an intense and taxing grind, and Zac and Jay have been repeatedly super open and honest about the struggles they've gone through as a channel. And much like a lot of creators, they suffered a pretty bad burnout during the summer of 2020.
And then when we got back, we basically realized we were still burnt out to and now we're not burnt out, we're just in a little bit of a flux of like, what are we doing as a channel, and as two young guys who are in this amazing position with just like an amazing audience.
And yeah, they made a video about it, a full video. Isn't that crazy? And it was so nice to hear these things because nobody says these things, and I appreciated it. They made another video in February where they gave an honest and insightful talk about YouTube money, which was also super, super cool. It's really not a conversation that a lot of people have, but Zac and Jay have made it very clear that they're not afraid of talking about these kind of taboo subjects. This was also evident to me when they put out an unreleased podcast that they recorded at the end of 2019. In this podcast, they talk about their bright plans for 2020 and how they were signing to Kyra and all these other things and all the success coming on the horizon. And watching this podcast at the end of 2020 when they put it out, it really hurt me to watch. It really gave me some, PTSD, war flashbacks to the beginning of COVID, where I had thought that it was gonna be a 2-week kind of deal and that I was gonna be able to, keep my on the street show moving, and I was super pumped about it, and it crashed and burned like everyone else's hopes and dreams. But yeah, they seemingly had so much going for them, and it just goes to show how tough this pandemic hit a lot of creators. Well, Zac and Jay, I highly doubt you'll see this, and even if you did, you probably won't watch it this far because who knows if this shit will even be good when I put it into edit. But I do want to say that you guys have done an incredible job with dealing with the hand you've been dealt. I understand, and your transparency and continuous amount of work are inspiring to me as a creator and a lot of others. So to you, Zac and Jay, we simp. I highly recommend all of you to check out the Zac and Jay Show on YouTube, and if you like this video, shoot me a like, subscribe, comment. You can DM me, I'll definitely answer you, whatever you'd like. Let's just see where this thing goes. No pressure, no high hopes. Let's just do it for fun, all right? I'm totally excited to get this thing going, and I'm excited to talk about more people that I love. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode of MattTheBat's Batshit Shit Show. We're gonna have some fun stuff coming up, so be there, okay?